what's good, Commanders fans? Big game on Sunday at 4:25 in Denver. I can't wait, man. This is the chance. We have a chance to be 2-0 since 2011. That's huge. That is huge. It's a long time coming. It's a long time coming. Against Russell Wilson, you know, he loves to say Broncos country, let's ride. Even in a loss, we can't let Russ cook. All that. Sean Payton is their new head coach. They had a defensive struggle last week. Some numbers about them. They haven't scored 16. They scored 16 points or fewer in 11 games last season. So I think it's gonna be a very low scoring game for sure. But Russell Wilson, it's gonna be a tough matchup. It's gonna be a tough game to win in Denver with the high altitude. Sam Howell talked about it. Hostile environment. They are desperate. They're in desperation mode. They don't want to start off 0-2, of course. So this is gonna be a tough game, man. This is a big game for us to start off the season. So. Let's get the injury report. We got some good news on Chase Young, man. Chase Young will be playing on Sunday. So that's great news. He's going to be on a snap count. I'm not going to expect too much from him, but can he make some impactful plays? Can he bat a pass down? Can he contain Russell Wilson? Can he play within the rush lanes? Can he play discipline? Can he play together with the defensive line, John Allen, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat? Can they play together as one? Discipline in their rush lanes, running stunts, twists. Can they play together, playing contain, keeping Russell Wilson in the pocket, not running past Russell Wilson like he did against Josh Allen a couple years ago, where Josh Allen just stepped up in the pocket and ran for, you know, found guys wide up and down the field. So I'm looking for some impactful plays from Chase Young, but of course, coming back from the next stinger, it's going to take a little bit of time for him to get acclimated and come back. So, but I do want to see him make some impactful plays. But that is good news for Chase Young to be back because he was expected to return against the Bills in Week 3. So I'm excited to see him come back, especially the way Montez Sweat is playing. If Chase Young can play with his hair on fire and Montez Sweat play the way he did last week, this defensive line is going to be really, really nasty. They already are nasty with John Allen, Deron Payne, but they're going to be really nasty and wreak havoc against the Denver Broncos offensive line. Terry McLaurin, full participant in practice. He will play. No surprise there. Sam Cosmi, full participant. He will play. Curtis Samuel, limited, but he will play. He most likely is going to play. Jartavius Quan Martin did not practice with the concussion. He will be out. On the Denver Broncos injury side, Frank Clark, their outside linebacker, he's out. That is a big loss for them. Their pass rusher. That's a big loss. Greg Dulcich will be out for a couple of weeks. That's a big loss. Their tight end. Their safety is injured as well. He's out for a couple weeks. I'm trying to find his name. I can't find it. Caden Stearns, he's on injured reserve. So Kwan Williams, he's on injured reserve. They got a couple injuries. Fabian Moreau, former Skin, is on their roster. Samaje Perine had a big game last week, former Skin. So they got a couple former Skins on there making impactful plays. But they're pretty banged up, man. They got some guys that are out. Jerry Jeudy is going to be back. That's big news for the Denver Broncos and their offense. They could barely move the football up and down the field last week. They didn't have any explosive plays or any big plays or any wide receivers that can really stretch the field and stretch the field for them. But Jerry Jeudy is a guy that can do that. DJ Jones will be playing, their defensive tackle, and Riley Moss will be available. He was a full participant. So good news. Now, I'm not celebrating injuries at all. I'm just saying good news for Chase Young coming back. So Jerry Jeudy will be back. So that will be a fun matchup for Emmanuel Forbes for sure, and Kendall Fuller and those guys. All the DBs, Ben St. Juste. So I'm excited for that matchup. Cortland Sutton is a darn good wide receiver as well. All right, so we're going to get the keys to victory and key matchups here. We're going to make this quick. It is late at night. I think this is going to be a simple smash mouth, grinding out game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. The Broncos, they're an old-school kind of team. They want to get the ball out quick. A lot of dinking and dunking, short passes, quick passes. They don't want to put Russell Wilson in any trouble. They want to get the ball out quickly, slowly and methodically. That's the way they looked against the Raiders. They were that way last year when they barely put up 16 points or more last year offensively. Some of that was on Russ, just not playing the way he's looked in the past. Is he cooked? We'll see. But last year he looked bad. KJ Hamler was pissed off because he missed him on a wide open pass on Monday Night Football. You had a defensive lineman yelling at Russell Wilson on the sideline one time. You had a offensive lineman fight, or a defensive lineman fighting an offensive lineman because they didn't pick up Russell Wilson after he got sacked. And there's question marks about Russell Wilson just being Hollywood and all that stuff and all the requests that he had. But let's get back to football here. So some notes I wrote down. Bieniemy, we got to establish the run. But my first key is targeting their corner, Mathis. Pat Surtain is a darn good corner. Can't wait to see if he does travel against Terry McLaurin. I would love to see that matchup. I think Terry could get the best of him, but the turf toe is definitely an injury that may hamper Terry or slow him down a little bit. But I just think Sam Howell has a better connection and better chemistry with Jahan Dotson at this point. And I think Jahan Dotson's going to be matched up against their corner, Damari Mathis, who struggled against Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers had 2 touchdowns and 76 yards on Damari Mathis last week, and I think Jahan Dotson's going to do something similar. So shout out to Prize Picks, and this is why I'm picking Jahan Dotson over on Prize Picks. Make sure you guys check out Prize Picks. You can use my promo code 100% deposit match. Use the promo code RealEdOliver using the link down below in the description box. I got Jahan Dotson smashing the 42.5 receiving yards. He had 40 receiving yards last week. Definitely could have got over, but the offensive line didn't help with Sam Howell holding on to the ball a little too much. And just getting acclimated with Airbnb's offense. But I think this week they will get back on track. The offense will get a little bit better on track. But if they target Damari Mathis, I think that Jahan Dotson will be matched up against him, and they should target him. I think he'll get a touchdown as well. I'm going to take the over in Jahan Dotson's receiving yards. I'm going to take the over in Javonte Williams rushing yards, 47.5. I think that's a little low for Javonte. He got about 52 rushing yards, and they're going to make it a point to run the football. So I think they're going to get. I think he's going to get a little bit over 47.5. So lock in those picks. I hope you guys tell, so you guys can make some money on Prize Picks using my promo code RealEdOliver. 100% deposit match using that in the link down below in the description. So that's my key: target Damari Mathis, run and establish the football. We do not have an identity yet, and Airbnb's trying to find it. I thought he was a little too pass happy in the first half. 33 dropbacks to 9 run plays. That's ridiculous. That's Scott Turner kind of football. And that's how we lost the game against the Lions last year in the second game. We just kept dropping back. Eagles game, dropping back. 6, 7, 8, 9 sacks. Got to establish a run. I want to see us establish a run and get some type of identity. That's how we won games last year, winning games ugly. It doesn't have to be ugly like it was last year, but establish the run with Brian Robinson. Give him touches, give him carries, get him warmed up. The more carries he gets, the better that he gets going along. Get Antonio Gibson in space. No more in-between runs with Antonio Gibson. Give Chris Rodriguez. If you want to give Brian Robinson a break, get Chris Rodriguez in there for those in-between the tackle runs. Get Antonio Gibson in space. Use him as a wide receiver as well. Get the ball out quick. Sam can't hold on to the football. Offensive line certainly has to hold up. The Broncos had 0 sacks last week. No Frank Clark. Randy Gregory is a good pass rusher, but they couldn't get home against Jimmy G because Jimmy G last week for the Raiders was just getting the ball out quick, finding his receivers as well. Offensive line has to hold up. Charles Leno had a good week last week. Continue that. Sam Cosmi had a good week last week. Continue that. Sadiq Charles step up. Nick Gates needs to step up. Wiley needs to play better. So there's got some guys that definitely need to improve. And Leno had a good week. So like I said, continue on that. But get an identity there. 0 sacks versus Raiders. Take the points. I would play conservative football this week. I didn't like how conservative Airbnb was last week. The 3rd and 6 not going for it. But this is the long game. This could be a 16-19 game, a 20-16 game, 20-17, 16-13. Take the points. I would not be crazy aggressive on 4th downs, 2-point conversions. I wouldn't go crazy aggressive on that 4th and 1. I would think about putting Jacoby in there on 4th and 1 just to dive over and use him and then put Sam back in the game. That's something I was thinking about as well, to utilize Jacoby Brissett, because a lot of people don't want to trade him. Use him in this game on 4th and 1 situations. If there is a 4th and 1 situation, we are on their 40-yard line, I would do that. But other than that, I would trust in Joey Sly. Cameron Cheeseman, it's going to be huge this game. No more dribbling the snaps. Will Lutz missed the field goal last week. They did an onside kick. So Sean Payton, be ready for 4th downs and trick plays. They might try to do stuff like that. Be aware of that. There was only 6 possessions in the game last week. It was a slow, methodical game. Establish a run game. I already talked about it. Screen game has not worked much, but I would use it with Antonio Gibson. Logan Thomas has to catch the football. That would have helped out Sam tremendously last week. Sam put the ball on the money to Logan Thomas, but he dropped 2 passes. You saw Logan Thomas playing around in practice, acting like a quarterback. He needs to get on the jugs machine, for sure. And Cole Turner, give him some more targets, give him some more playing time. Joey Sly, of course, make your kicks. I already talked about that. Clock management for Ron Rivera. I talk about this every game last year in my preview videos. That's going to be huge. Clock management, 2-point conversion decisions, going for it on 4th down, challenges. I would be conservative this game because I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Defense, slow down the run with Javonte Williams, contain him. James Conner last week, we gave up 60 yards rushing, which is not bad, but keep Russell Wilson in the pocket. Gap integrity, keep him in the pocket. He wants to run and roll out and cook and all this, improvise and all kinds of stuff that Russell Wilson does in his heyday with the Seahawks. That's what he wants to do. If we let him cook and get outside the pocket and find guys downfield, it could be a long day for us for sure. But interior pressure, Lloyd Cushenberry, their center, he does not like bull rushes, so I would definitely try that with John Allen to Daron Payne. Those guys keep eating and keep cooking. Mike McGlinchey, 2 years ago, this is the 49ers. Montez Sweat got the best of him, and Chase Young got the best of Mike McGlinchey in that game. So he's a good tackle, but once again, I think they can get the best of him in this game for sure. Turnover battle, obviously, that's an obvious key. No fumbles. Antonio Gibson hang on to the football. Sam I Am hang on to the football with 2 hands. And watch out for the tip passes. You know, he's a shorter quarterback, so it is hard for him to look over the line. He had a tip pass last week, you know, so he's got to work on that. Staring down receivers. Almost threw an interception to Kevon Wallace. Threw the ball behind Terry McLaurin. So he's got to stay cool, calm, collected in a hostile environment. May have to do a silent snap count as well. Get Terry involved. Get him some more targets. He's super talented. I know it's a tough matchup, but I think he's better than any other corner that he faces in the league. I think he can get the best out of any corner that he goes up against. I have ultimate confidence in Terry McLaurin for sure. Forbes versus Jerry Jeudy, no big plays, limit big plays, and you got to tackle. You got to tackle. There's going to be a lot of dinking and dunking in short plays. Jerry Jeudy is a yak guy for sure. James Crowder, no muff punts. Hang on to the football. And that's really it for me, guys. I mean, this is going to be a simple game. Stopping the run, keeping Russell Wilson in the pocket. Sam has to get the ball out quick. We have to establish a run game. We got to get the ball to our weapons. Curtis Samuel had a good game last week. Jahan Dotson is a weapon. Terry McLaurin's a weapon. We have to get our guys involved more, but the offensive line has to play better, and Sam has to get the ball out quick. He missed De'Ami Brown last week. We can't have any mishaps like that. You have to take advantage of any big plays you can get. De'Ami Brown as well. He was wide open. You can't miss that. So my score prediction for this week, I hate to say that we would lose, but realistically, this is the kind of game where Ron Rivera comes out and lays an egg, man. We had a good game in that first game against the Jaguars last year. We laid an egg on the road against the Lions, where we just didn't look ready. We just didn't look prepared. And we came out slow, really, against the Cardinals, too, as well. We barely squeaked by and won against one of the worst teams in the league with Josh Dobbs as their quarterback. I mean, let's just be real and be honest here. Adam Troutman's a good tight end. I like him a lot. Watch out for him at the tight end position. Cody Barton has to tackle and get off blocks. He has to have a better performance. I have the utmost confidence in Cameron Curl and Derek Forrest. I don't have to worry about those guys at all. But the linebackers, Jamin Davis played downhill like he did last week with his hair on fire. I love that for him. That one play he had against James Conner where he got a big stop. Watch out for the reverse plays, too. We struggled against those with Rondell Moore and Hollywood Brown as well. So those are some of the other guys that I talked about that are low-key. They have talent. Like the Denver Broncos, they're a talented team. Justin Simmons is a good safety. Kareem Jackson's a solid safety. Like, they have talent. Randy Gregory's good. Cortland Sutton is good. Jerry Jeudy's good. They do have talent. They just haven't figured it out yet. They got a new coach for Sean Payton, who's a no-nonsense kind of guy. And then I will watch out for the dirty hits on Sam Howell, because last week that was crazy. So I hope the refs don't let that stuff happen again and eject guys and get guys out of there, because Sean Payton does have that bounty history as well. So I would be prepared for that. But my score prediction for this game, it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be like 19-16, 16-13, something like that. It's going to be a very low scoring game. I think the over-under is 39.5. I would definitely take the under on this. I think it's going to be like 16-13 Broncos win. I just got a bad feeling it's going to be either interception or a fumble, or Ron Rivera makes a bad decision on a 4th down, or goes for 2 or something silly like that. Makes a bad challenge decision, or just, you know, something wonky happens. Something wonky happens. Joey Sly's going to make his extra points as well. Something wonky like that could happen as well. Him missing an extra point. Hate to put that in the atmosphere, but these are the kind of games that we kind of have laid eggs in slow starts in previous years. So they got to prove me wrong with this. Ron's got to prove me wrong with this, man. But I'm cheering for the guys. My gut is telling me a loss, but I really do think we're the better team. I really do. I think our receivers are better. I think our D-line is better than their O-line. I think our corners can contain their wide receivers. I don't think Russell Wilson's the same guy that he was before. Like, I really think this is a winnable game. We can finally break the streak of not being 2-0 since 2011. I really think this is doable and feasible. I really do. I really do. And I want to put my left hand up after this game. I really do. But you guys let me know what you guys think. I got us losing 16-13 or 17-14. It's going to be very, very close. It's going to be very, very close. All right, you guys, let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys at 7:25, 7:30 on Sunday night. Hopefully, we're cheering on a victory and celebrating breaking the streak since 2011. Hell's Commanders, peace.